I just wanted to make a video on rounding. So for 4th and 5th grade math, this would be standard for .NBT.3 or 5.NBT.4 if you are in 5th grade. Now the basics with rounding is that if it is 5 or more, you let it soar, meaning you round up. But if it's 4 or less, you let it rest. Think about it like holding a balloon and it is filled with helium. So if you let it go, it's going to go straight up into the air and be higher. But if you hold on to it, it stays the same. So, and I like to say when you round up, it's like you carry a 1. Like if you ever did math and you did 5 plus 6 is 20, 5 plus 6 is 11, carry the 1. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. So it's like that. So whatever you do, you're carrying a 1 anytime you round up. Anytime you round down, you carry a 0. Now, if it's before the rounding place, it needs to stay unbothered. You leave it alone. It will stay the exact same. Now, if it's after the rounding place, it will turn to a 0. The rounding place is the only thing that will truly be affected unless you're dealing with a bunch of 9s. So, for example, if I said 599 rounded to the nearest 100. Well, if you think about the nearest 100, you're either closer to 600 or 400. And in this case, 599, or you can even say 500, I'm skipping something. And obviously 599, if we were on the number line, is closer to 600. Now, let me show you what I mean by 5 or more, let it soar. Obviously, step 1 is underline the rounding place, which is the hundredths place. I box the digit to the right. Because all that matters is the rounding place and the number right next to it. Now, since I round up, I carry a 1. And 1 plus 5 is 6. Everything else turns into a 0. Let's say I round down. 516. Rounded to the nearest 100. I underline my rounding place. And think about it. Some people get crossed up with the place value. Just go ahead and write it. 1s, 10s, 100. So if I'm rounded to the nearest 100, I'm only worried about the digit in the hundreds place, and I use my tens place. This is a 1. If I were holding a balloon and lifted up 1 finger, I could still hold on to the string, which means that 5 will not go up, it will stay the same. If you round down, I carry a 0. 0 plus 5 is 5. Everything after turns into a 0. So rounding down might throw you off, but the number itself, it will stay the same. But think about it. 500 is less than 16. So therefore, I am rounding down to a lower number to be more general. So I have some practice problems up here. I'm going to break it down. So this is 5th grade in a way because I have a decimal, but it's just like 4th grade. It says, what is 69 and 8,312 10,000s? And the reason why I say 10,000s because you got the tenths place, hundreds, thousands, and then you got 10,000s. Here we got the 1s and the 10s. So I always tell my students, write that exact number and tack on those place values on top so that way you're not lost. So if I said round to the nearest 1,000, I'm only using the number in my thousands place. So I got tenths, hundreds, thousands. So that means my 1 is what I'm changing, and I'm going to use my 2 to see if I round up or down. And 2, you round down, so I carry 0 over, and 0 plus 1 is 1. Everything after the rounding place turns into a 0, and if it's before, like this, everything else, this is all going to be the exact same. Because he's left alone. It's not his business, not their business. So my answer is 69 and 8,310 10,000s. Now, if I look and think about, if I say round to the nearest whole, let's pretend we got money here. Whole means how much money I have. That's dealing with the ones place. It looks like I have 78 full dollars. Now, if I round to the nearest whole, I still underline my rounding place, which is the ones, and I box that digit to the right. Now, with that one, it's going to round down, so I carry a 0. And 78, so 8 was 0, 0. Everything after the rounding place turns into a 0. And sometimes you'll just see 78 or a dot, decimal. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to this one. It says 8,267 and 5,678 10,000s. And the reason why I say go ahead, tack on those place values, the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and then I go backwards. Tenths, hundreds, thousands, I'll just put 10 to the third, and 10,000s, I'll just put 10 to the fourth. So I know to round to the nearest tenth. I can see my tenth place is my 5, and that 6 will make it round up. So it's like I carry 1, and 1 plus 5 is 6. Everything else turns to 0. Everything before it stays the same. So that means this would be so you see how this everything before it stayed the exact same because it had nothing to do with it. And like I said, rarely if I had 99.99, and I said round that to the nearest whole. Now that one is like saying round up 10, carry a 1. 10, carry a 1. So now you do have 100 because it's like 9 plus 1 is 10, carry the 1. 9 plus 1 is 10, carry the 1. Alright, so let's do some practice. It says, what is 6 million? See, look, let me go ahead and just write the place value. I don't see a decimal, so I know it starts right here. And I got ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and 1 million. So, the place values help. Sometimes I don't feel like writing a lot of zeros, so I write power of 10, which 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 2 is 100, so it's still the same place. Now I'll sit round to the nearest 1,000, which means I underline my rounding place, which is the thousands place. And I box a digit to the right. Remember, everything before will stay the same. You leave it alone, not touch. After will turn into 0. So this 7 and 8, that's going to be a 0, including this 1 that's boxed, because it's after the rounding place. So I know that 1 will make it round down. It's like I carry a 0, and 0 plus 1 is 1. Everything else stays the same. So my answer is 6,231,000, and that's it. Now, I decided to put a scenario here. It says we're going to be rounding to the nearest 1,000. Now, if all classes were getting together, collecting points, saving money, yada yada. Big sibling flight, which I call my homeroom, with the 5th graders, 6,931 and 58 cents. Now, sibling flight raised $6,932. It's my second period. My third period, I call them cousin flight, 6,134. So if they were to all round their number to the nearest 1,000, I can go ahead and underline my rounded place, which is the 1,000 place, and I box a digit to the right. As you can see, we need to see what matches. So I know none of them equal 5,000, so I don't have to worry about that. 6,000 though, if I look at this, I can round that up to, now we'll make that 6 turn to a 7, so it's 7,000. This now will also make that turn to a 7,000. Now this one will make that turn to a 6,000. And it's better to go ahead and just round what you see. So I know that cousin flight is going to be 6,000. I know that big sibling flight and sibling flight will both round to 7,000. So again, just remember to underline that rounding place, write that number down, and tack on those place values on top so you are able to quickly assess what you need. Don't get thrown off by a lot of extra numbers or decimals, or they even said round this to the nearest tenth place. I'm only looking at my tenth place, and I need my hundredths place to tell me that one will make it round down. or it could be a really huge decimal. I know still they say round to the nearest thousands, or now round to the nearest hundreds, tenths, hundreds, thousands. And I got my 10,000s, I got my 100,000s, all it can keep going. And I'm gonna just go ahead and write this, because I know in 6th grade they'll need to know, because you're dividing negative. So like negative first power is dividing by 10. Negative second is dividing by 100. So I got my place. If I'm rounding to the nearest hundreds, I'm going to box my hundreds place, and my thousands place is my 8. That 8 will make that 7 turn into an 8. Everything else will be a 0. And there we go. Even if I had numbers ahead. Now for 4th grade, I said the number is 8,130. What could round to that? I can use 8,126, because 6 will make it round up, because I'm rounding to the nearest 10. Or I can even round down by saying 8,134, because that 4 still can't bring that 3 of it. Regardless, if it's going to have that 3 already there, I got to round down. If it has a 2, I can still round up, but it has to be 5 or more. So I hope this helps. Please watch it. I'll send other videos as well. If you want, you can just search 4.MBT.3 if you're in 4th grade to watch a lot of videos on rounding. If you're on 5th grade, there's still a plethora of rounding videos, and you just type exactly what you see. And you'll see so many videos already on there in addition to this one. So thank you for watching. Please have a blessed day, and reach out if you have any questions or concerns.